One afternoon, in a house with small children, running around simultaneously asking for apple juice, a toy, and their favorite TV show, there was a woman who was also working her 9-to-5 job at home, knowing she still had so much work to do for her small business. Where would she find the time, she thought. But as all work-from-home moms do, they scroll TikTok on one hand and join a call in the other while using their extra arms to get the kids resettled. And it was on TikTok that she stumbled across an ad for a one-stop shop. ClickUp. They said it could do it all, from scheduling, time management, automation, task management, and so much more. Well, she had nothing to lose. So at 5:01 p.m., she turned on her personal laptop and created an account. You will never believe what she found out. Hello and welcome to the GBRLIFE vlog. I'm Caitlin, and this week we are discussing ClickUp. ClickUp is an all-in-one project management platform that allows you to manage tasks, projects, and teams all in one place. It's perfect for anyone who needs to keep track of multiple projects and deadlines, from individuals to large teams. I will be discussing price, the pros and cons, and my overall opinion, along with a look inside of ClickUp. So if this sounds right for you, make sure to keep watching and smash that subscribe button so you can keep watching more tutorials, parenting hacks, and reviews like this, because on GBRLIFE you will find weekly videos in addition to a blog, podcast, and an awesome clothing line to keep you comfy and stylish called Mama Koala. This is a Mama Koala outfit right now. Now, let's get into the fun ahead right after my 7-second intro. Let's get into it. If you haven't figured it out yet, the woman in the story was me. And when I found out about ClickUp, I knew I had to try it because it's exactly what I needed to keep my life functioning the way it needed to function. And with the claim to fame being that it replaces other apps like Asana, Microsoft Teams, Slack, Lattice, and Monday, I had to try it out and let you all know if it's real. And well, let's start with the basics. It has spaces that are entirely customizable, along with templates that let you take your hands off the decisive wheel for a whole minute. But they also have the ability to import and export data, which means you can come from another app or Excel spreadsheet, and ClickUp will automatically create your space how you want it to look. From there, you will see options to manage your life and projects the way that works best for you. What does that mean? It means visuals that allow you to see your progress, movement with boards that allows you to actively participate in getting your projects completed, lists to keep you on track, goals to keep you motivated, and calendars to help you plan and keep you informed. And this is just scratching the surface. Inside of ClickUp, you also have screen recording, automation, and integrations that bring other tools to ClickUp, so you don't have to stop being you while also being the more organized version of yourself. So let's talk the pros and cons of this all-encompassing app. Number one, you can absolutely use this, but not only for your business. Let's face it, it can also work with your life. It has a ton of options, and you can project manage your life if you need it. Yes, I'm talking to you, busy parents, too. Business owners and companies, you can use this to help with project management as well as team management. It has so many options to keep your team organized and in very good communication, plus the supervisory tools to help in making sure the work is getting done while giving your employees the ability to keep you off their back. I don't advocate for micromanagement. If you do that, read pretty much any management book, learn how to be a better person and manager, and then go ahead and come back here and learn about ClickUp because you'll want to know it at that point. 3, you can keep things together or separate, which is what you need in order to be organized in a way that works for your life and just best for you. ClickUp is far more customizable than other apps out there because while it's for project management, they considered that they could branch out to other people who have no idea how to project manage by making it work for anyone across all industries. 4, they have templates for people who want the most of organization without having to start from scratch. That was a big one for me. I do like starting from scratch, but not all the time. 5, for what you get here, prices aren't bad. Not the cheapest, but not bad. And we'll talk more about that soon. But first, let's get into those cons. So, about the cons, we're going to start with number 1. So there is a lot of options and the guide to getting started can feel a bit small in comparison to how big the tool is. In other words, I don't think you will feel ready to get started with everything just from using their getting started guide, basically. But you know, they do have some things, so it's not the most horrible thing out there. Plus YouTube. 2, again, it does a lot and trying to find all the options it has can feel a bit daunting. The answers aren't always obvious to find, even if you are computer savvy. You may have to watch a video here and there to figure out how to click up and see how they think before knowing how something simple as changing the color on a task. Or you may find it immediately, but it depends on your capability to figure out tools quickly. 3, it does a great job importing data, but it may still require some fixing after the fact. For example, I uploaded an Excel file with clear dates and it pushed everything back by 1 day. It was a very easy fix, but it still required me to fix it. So you do have to double check things like that, which isn't big, but it's also not small. 4, storage depends on your subscription choices, and depending on your life and business/industry, that could be an issue. And then 5, everything you put in your spaces don't automatically go into everything they offer. In other words, there's some more manual interventions other than fixing that have to happen because, for example, you can add a note on the Home tab, but it doesn't show up in your spaces unless you manually add that note to your space. But admittedly, it also depends on how you plan on using ClickUp because you're technically getting a space to plan and track along with a place to utilize like Evernote as a notebook, which may be what you're actually looking for. And I did a review on Evernote, so be sure to check that out. But you know, it's going to be up there. But back to the point. Let's now get into price. First option is free. You heard that right. And while I wanted to say this is a pro, I remember this does have limitations. So I didn't want to say it was a pro because the limitations, you know, do get rid of some of the good stuff. But for free, you get 100 megabytes of storage, unlimited tasks, unlimited free plan members, 2-factor authentication, collaborative docs, whiteboards, everything view, real-time chat, Kanban boards, sprint management, native time tracking, calendar view, in-app video recording, and 24/7 support. That's a lot of free, and for many of you out there, you will be perfectly happy using this and never have to pay a dime. But if you do want to pay more, you can go with the unlimited option, which is a $5 a month when you go for the yearly plan, which is actually $60 a year, Or if you choose to go with the monthly payment option, you would have to pay $9 a month. And you would get unlimited storage, agile reporting, Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive, SharePoint, and Box, unlimited custom fields, goals and portfolios, set permissions and guest visibility, future reoccurring tasks on calendar, unlimited list, board, and calendar views, list view column calculations, delegating reminders, Gantt and box views, 5 guests plus 2 extra per paid user, and 1,000 automations a month. There's more. If you go with the business option, which is a $12 a month, when you go for the yearly plan, which is actually $144 a year, or if you want to just go for the monthly, you would have to pay $19 a month. You would get everything I just mentioned in unlimited, and Google SSO, which is single sign-on, unlimited Teams, custom exporting, advanced public sharing, advanced automations, advanced dashboard features, advanced time tracking, granular time estimates, workload management, timelines, mind maps, and goal folders. Then you have the Business Plus to consider for $29 a month if you pay monthly, or $19 a month if you pay yearly, which comes out to $228. And you would get everything in unlimited and business, but also team sharing, subtasks in multiple lists, custom role creations, custom permissions, custom capacity in workload, increased automations and API, admin training webinar, and priority support. Do you have an enterprise? Well, as always, these companies work with you on price, so you have to contact them, but you would get everything I mentioned, all of that, from all of the other options. But then you would also get to add white labeling, advanced permissions, enterprise API, unlimited custom roles, team sharing for spaces, default personal views, MSA and HIPAA is available, single sign-on, live onboarding training, dedicated success manager, and access to managed services. It's not the cheapest option out there, but when your first option is free, it's something you can't say no to. I mean, you can, but that's up to you then at that point, because the first option's free. So now let's take a look inside of ClickUp to see all of this in real life. And here's the inside of the ClickUp tutorial. So first things first, you gotta go to clickup.com, or you just go to Google and type in ClickUp. It's that simple, really. So from there, you go to the actual website, and you have the choice of logging in if you already have the account, or you're going to sign up. But skipping through all of that, because that's really super quick and easy, inside of ClickUp, this is what it's going to look like. So now when you see the calendar, that's because I decided I wanted it under the calendar. And I'm specifically clicked on a workspace of everything. I wanted to see everything right when I came in. But you're going to customize this to work for you. So whatever you want to see first is what you're going to see. But for me, I needed to see everything under the calendar view. When I did this, I also did this under a CSV file that I uploaded or I imported into ClickUp. So what you're seeing is a bunch of tasks that I did not manually add. These tasks were added by a quick import. And we're going to go through, not really through the import process, just give you a little idea of where to go do that so that you can kind of do that immediately. But let's first look at what a task is. You're looking at the calendar, and if you look at the very top of the screen, you also see that there's list, board, doc. These are for inside of a workspace. If you want to add different types of views, you can see your tasks in different ways. Now, you see that it's a calendar. I've said that like 12 times now. And it's basically just showing it this way, like I said, because I wanted it that way, but also because it helps to show everything that needs to be done exactly the day that it needs to be done under this calendar view. So now let's go under a task so that you can see what it looks like. This is a task. If you have Asana, I'm sure you've seen this. It's not exactly the same, but it's similar enough. You just add your description. These checklist items that you see on the bottom over here, I added that from, they're technically custom, what is that called? Custom columns, but I added them from the Excel file. It sounds complicated, but it's not. It literally walks you through. And so I was like, yeah, add this. And I was like, cool, I'll do that. That's it. And then in every task, I have these 3 columns added. So I think that's kind of nice. To the right of it, you see that you have like priority levels and it's just little things like that. And then up top, you also have things like your time tracked. That's nice, right? So when you're clicked on that, this is to show you how long it took you to complete that task. So if this is a small thing that you're trying to do, like a social media post, it's going to help you figure out how long you're taking to do each task, or somebody who's on your team, how long they're taking to do each task. If you have this as an option as part of your tasks, you don't have to add this to your tasks. But I do think it's a good way to just kind of see what you may be taking too long on, and what you don't need to take as long on as well. And they have different charts to help you track those things. And of course, like I said, it shows you like you created the task and there's 6 more updates and you changed the due date. So, I mean, it tells you, it's just like this little overview of what's gone on with the task. And then to the left of it, you can see that it's under the 2023 schedule space that was brought in by a CSV import, and we're under vlog. I mean, that's your breadcrumbs. If you know what breadcrumbs are, that's literally what they are. And if you don't know what they are, it's just basically telling you how someone got to where they are. You will probably start noticing that on websites. They're great because you can click on them to go backwards. The other thing is you can share these tasks. You can invite your teammates to the task. You can set the priorities. You can open. But again, you can track that time. And if you click on it, it's showing you right there. You just press the timer, boom, you're tracking your task. The other thing you can do is update the date within the task. But within that date, you can also say like, hey, you want this to be recurring. You want this to be every 4 weeks. I mean, again, lots of different options on how this task is going to work for you. And the other thing that you can do is see when it was created, who created it, and just more about the creation of it, which is great when you have teams, because if somebody added something, you don't have to question or send them even an email. It tells you. So it's as simple as just clicking on it and seeing what's going on. The other thing you can do is add to your to-do with subtasks or checklists. So from here, when you add a checklist or a subtask, it's helping you, again, customize that task to fit your needs of that specific task better, all the way down to attachments. You can add directly to a task with uploading a file, a new document that you already have within ClickUp, Dropbox, or OneDrive, SharePoint. A lot of good options, very common options, but that's a good thing. You want it to be common and easy to function and use. From here, let's look at spaces. If you want to create a new space, like we were under, what that's called is 2023 schedule. That's what I called it when I brought it in from the Excel spreadsheet. But and then within that, I also labeled like my subspaces as blog, vlog, and podcast, which makes sense because that's what I'm doing, right? And that's what I have a schedule based off of. But I didn't have to do everything based on just like this not customized thing. I can add things manually, but I can also do things in a template form. So you can see here, let me go back. Right there, it's already highlighted templates. And so I can click on that. I can see that it's a template and go and select that. If I select lists under template, I'm doing this on purpose because I want you to see blog. There's a lot of different other options, but I like that there was a blog option because I'm a blogger, right? So it makes sense that I would select a blog for a template so that I don't have to figure that out. And it tells you a little more about it before you even add it as a template. Like, it's not like those, you are like, okay, yeah, sure. And then you kind of ruin everything. You're like, oh, shoot. No, it tells you everything you need to know about it, and it helps you customize it more. And it shows you what it's going to kind of look like if you use that template. Now, I'm not using it for this in particular because I'm using it under vlog for the video, but it's just a good way for you to kind of see what this is. Okay, so going back to spaces, we're going to do this more manually. And I'm going to type in vlog. And then from there, I'm just going to select my icon, make it work and separate it from the other items that I have. And then put it under GBRLIFE space, workspace. But from there, I can add my tasks. What that means is, like, you're going to say it's in progress, it's complete, if you want to add that manually. But then also to the left of the screen, you also have templates for that too. So your Scrum, normal, marketing, whatever world you're in, you can probably add that. And you can even create your own template. So if you have like a specific set of statuses that you want to use, you can do that. It's a template, and every time you do a workspace, you just add that and customize it. But the other thing you can do, and I was just selecting one, is also enable certain items after that. Like, they'll even say, like, well, this is what ClickUp has to offer. Select from there. And so I did. I selected the dependency warning, the reschedule dependencies, milestones. I mean, I used it. And then after that, remember in the top of the screen, and what you first saw was a calendar. Well, that's because, like I said, I told it to do that. So when I go into a space, I can decide, and I'm creating a space, I can decide what I'm going to see. But you can also decide not just now, but afterwards. So you can select like calendar, table, activity, whatever you want to select, and review that space. But then you can also remove that view if it's not something you're using, or add to those views if you actually started using more of the map and you didn't use that in the beginning or didn't think you want to. You can still add that later. It doesn't matter if it's during the default setup. And you just create your space, and first thing you're going to see is nothing, right? Because I don't have my tasks under this new workspace. So I need to then grab from the CSV file import, and I'm just going to take it from there. You can see I'm selecting that. What you're seeing to the right here is the new workspace that I created. What you're seeing to the left is me going to where I put my tasks. So I'm grabbing it, and okay, I have custom fields. Remember, that was checklists. So I'm just saying, like, yeah, go ahead and bring that over. I press good to go, and I pulled from this vlog, pulled it down to that workspace. Literally, that's all I did. I just held it down, pulled it down, and then I'm now going to click on vlog so that I can see the tasks, and boom, there are all my tasks that I brought in from the CSV file, Excel file, and that's it. I mean, now I have my tasks in my separate workspace. And then from here, so I'm looking at my list and everything, and I can do stuff there, but I can also do more of this under my dashboard. That's another option that you can see when you come in, is your dashboard. Now, for free, you don't have as many options under your dashboard, but that's okay. Some of the options are pretty good, like this pie chart, the completed report, your tasks again. A lot of good options, but if you do want better options, on the top right of the screen, you can add the widget, and from there, if you are paying, remember, it's only $5 a month. If you pay yearly, $60 a year, and to get the unlimited, and then you'll have a lot more widget options, or you pay $144 a year and you get business and you have even more widget options. But those widgets are dependent on what you're paying for. So I didn't really show them because ultimately, since it's so specific to what you're paying for and I'm under free, it's probably best for you to see what you can get for free. And then from here, let's look at docs, because like I said, for free, you get 100 megabytes of docs. So, I mean, you just click on add and then you label it and add the actual item in there. And that's pretty much it. Nothing spectacular. And of course you can pull from it and add to your, remember you add attachments and the option there was docs. That's all it is. You're just adding it directly there. So it's like a repository under docs. The other thing though you can do, like I keep talking about, is import. So if you click on import, you can see what I already imported. It lasts there for 10 days. Not that it only stays in ClickUp for 10 days, but it only show you when you did it. And all this information about it for about 10 days. After that, you can also click on start import. And then you can import from Excel, from Asana, Monday, Todoist, Trello, Jira, Reich, I don't know how to say that, and Basecamp. And I'm just clicking on it so you can see like I'm selecting it and it highlights so you know exactly which ones you're inputting from, and you can import from more than one location. And I mean, it's a simple import. It walks you through it. So that part was easy. That's a pro. Under pros and cons, that was a pro. And then after all of that, if I go back to click on everything, I can invite people to my whole thing. So I have clicked on everything. Here's back, all of my workspaces all in one place. I see my calendar. I know what I'm doing. I see how much I can spend. But I can also invite people by clicking on invite, bottom left of the screen. And easy. Add people's emails, send it to them, and give them the link to invite them. Or you can just share your calendar. Like if I take this and I can share it on my website just by clicking on share and then taking the public link or private link and just embedding it onto my website, or I can send it to somebody. I mean, there's just a lot of options here on making it so if you have a team, they can see it a certain way, or if you want everybody to see it, you can do that, or you just send it to someone privately, and that's an option. So that's basically everything ClickUp free-wise, and not so much on things you can pay for. But if it's something interesting for you to use, you might want to go check it out. But let's continue this conversation on the other side before you make your decision. There you have it. ClickUp, the tool that actually does replace all of those other apps. In my opinion, this is a wonderful way to organize your life, even with its cons. I give ClickUp a 5 out of 5. I don't think any app is perfect, but this app is getting pretty close to it with the options you get and how much it can work for everyone. I have tried other project management tools, but this one felt like they cared about what people wanted and paired it with what people needed to get your life and business back into shape. What I didn't touch on in the screen recording is that they have an app. They have more than one way to manage your task with boards that you can physically move to show complete. They replace so many other apps. So a price point of $60 to $144 a year for smaller businesses is not bad when most of the other apps are about the same cost and you need many of them. So you end up spending more money, and they work with a ton of other apps anyway, which means you can use automation like Zapier and connect those apps together. Woo! Now that I got all my excitement out, do you have any questions about ClickUp? Comment those questions below. Are you interested in a review of another product or tool? Let me know with a comment and I'll review it for you. And if you're interested in reviews like this, check out my other reviews like this one. That's it for this week. Next week, I'm going to discuss Koji. I hope that's how you say it. It's an e-commerce platform tailor-made for social media. Is this the next best thing to sell online? So be sure to subscribe and click that bell icon so you will be notified when the next awesome video comes out that may help you in your daily life and business. But you don't have to wait until next week, because with all of my content on GBRLIFE.com and my amazing clothing line called Mama Koala, you don't have to be without GBR Life in your life.